What would you do if life threw nearly impossible challenges your way? Today, you'll meet 15 unique people who turned pain, difference, and adversity into raw strength and real hope. From athletes who refuse to be limited to those who face rare conditions every single day, each story reminds you that the only real limits live in the mind, not in the circumstances you're born into. Let's start off this list with number 15, Natalia Apasare. This Papuan woman spent decades struggling to eat, speak, or even be seen. Natalia lived with untreated neurofibromatosis, her face overtaken by tumors and voice silenced by deformities. In Jayapura, where access to medical care was non-existent, she wore shame like a second skin. But all changed when Australian surgeons stepped in. Thanks to volunteers and donors, Natalia traveled to Sydney for a series of life-altering operations. For 5 months, a team of experts gave her more than just surgery. They gave her a future. Though she still wears a mask to manage swelling, she no longer hides. She's ready to return home and show her community what hope looks like. Volunteers like Jim Rudling helped raise $27,000 to bring her across the ocean for treatment. Surgeons say her case is one of the most extreme they've seen. But to Natalia, it's no longer about what they saw. It's about who she is becoming. And now, she walks tall. Number 14, Cassidy. People call her a mutant. Well, just because she looks different doesn't mean they know who she is. Cassidy lives with Conradi-Hunerman syndrome, and classmates often judge her appearance before they ever hear her speak. Some even throw trash at her, calling her desk a trash can. She tries to remind herself she's a good person, but cruel words burrow deep. She's dealt with depression, describing it as a heavy pull that even kind friends sometimes can't lift. All she wants is to be seen as normal, not the freak some think she is. She enjoys cosplay, creative hobbies, and talking about shows she loves, yet she rarely gets approached. Her mom worries most about her lack of close friends. Cassidy tries to stay confident each morning, but encouragement from others helps twice as much as anything she tells herself. She's self-conscious about her hair due to her condition, and her mom is getting her a wig to ease her worries. Cassidy wants people to understand one thing: kindness makes everything easier. Number 13, Kambu C. Kambu, otherwise known as Prosper, has lived for 6 years with a giant tumor that covered his whole face. For him, life was not just hard, it was hell. The tumor began growing when he was 11, swelling both cheeks until he could no longer see, breathe properly, or even recognize himself. His mother abandoned him. His siblings were told to stay away. Only his father stayed, his anchor in a sea of judgment. People whispered that he was cursed. Doctors in the Ivory Coast couldn't help. But when a nun connected him to an Italian charity, everything shifted. Prosper flew to Naples, where scans revealed the truth. Not neurofibromatosis, but Burkitt lymphoma, a rare and aggressive cancer. Chemotherapy, stem cell treatment, and eventual surgery began chipping away at the mass. He still dreams of seeing his own face again. "I don't need to be perfect," he says. "I just want to be seen." He isn't asking for a miracle, just for a life with dignity. Number 12, Nathan and Bennett. These brothers are a living, breathing example of what real love looks like. Nathan and Bennett both have progeria. Their bodies age fast, but their bond grows stronger. They say it hurts seeing each other struggle, but also, it heals. They share awkward high fives, inside jokes, and big truths. When one is down, the other says, "Keep going. You'll get through it." They don't want pity. They want people to talk about 8th grade stuff, sports, dreams, NASA even. Their sister teases them as siblings do. Their parents say this bond isn't perfect, but it's deep, honest, and protective. Sometimes people stare. Sometimes strangers help too much. But the boys are proud of who they are, and they wish others saw them the same way. The hardest part? Knowing your own limits. The best? Knowing your brother has your back. And if you ask them the secret to happiness, they'll say it's simple. Love big, laugh loud, and never go through life alone. Number 11. Ezra. Well, if you think your life sucks, Ezra's story will remind you how powerful second chances really are. Diagnosed with Cornelia de Lange syndrome and born with complex heart defects, doctors once urged his parents to terminate the pregnancy. Today, he's a joyful 3-year-old who spends his days laughing, crawling, learning to walk, and signing in his own clever ways. His parents call him the best thing that ever happened to them. What once looked hopeless became a life filled with personality. His noisy slug toy, his dinosaur, his love for anything that makes sound. His fused left-hand digits don't slow him. In fact, he might be left-handed. His mom is the one who can always soothe him to sleep, while his dad is the party guy he climbs and dances with. Every milestone, a new sign, pulling to stand, exploring hallways, feels monumental. Yet beneath the joy, his parents carry the quiet fear of sudden loss. Still, when they look at him, they feel nothing but love. Number 10. Lisa Johnson. Whenever she went out of her home, people called her a weirdo and sometimes nature freak, but Lisa Johnson was just a girl trying to survive in her own skin. Diagnosed with vitiligo as a child, white patches began to spread over a third of her body, and so did the bullying. She remembers high school not for memories, but for the abuse. Kids mocked her, stared, called her names. Some days she ran home in tears, straight into the arms of her sister, the one person who always stood by her. In Los Angeles, Lisa often draws looks from strangers. Her friend Robert says the stares never stop, but Lisa hides the hurt well. A breakthrough came with narrowband UV therapy and a custom cover-up system that blends pigments to match her natural skin. The moment her sister saw her post-treatment smile, it lit up her entire world. For the first time in years, Lisa looked in the mirror and felt like herself again. She is now normal. Number 9. Elise Sasso. She once spent years hiding her leg under long clothes and careful poses. Lymphedema arrived without warning, and suddenly her body no longer followed the rules she'd grown up with. At first, she felt betrayed by it, unsure how to move through a world that sees difference long before it sees the person. But Elise carries a quiet fire. One day, she stopped trying to shrink herself and began photographing her journey instead. The camera turned out to be the tool she needed to reclaim her image. She started sharing moments, swollen days, painful days, confident days, all with a level of honesty people didn't expect. Now her presence online feels like a warm breath of truth. She permits others to exist without apology. Elise doesn't hide the difficulties, but she never lets them overshadow her pride. Her leg is part of her story, not the end of it. Number 8. Talon. Well, resurrection is a Hollywood thing. We know that. But what if we told you that it's not all fake or fantasy? Talon was 8 when a drowning accident left him without oxygen for up to 15 minutes. His heart stopped. Doctors revived him, but the injury caused locked-in syndrome, full awareness trapped inside a body that can barely respond. Yet his family refuses to give up on him. They speak to him, sing to him, read to him, and fill every day with presence so he never feels alone. Therapy brain scans light up when he hears his mother's voice, proving he's still very much here. His sister remembers their mischievous bond, now replaced with quiet visits, whispered jokes, and the joy of seeing him open his eyes. His aunt and grandparents relive the accident with heartbreak, but also pride in every small victory, rolling over, squeezing a hand, following a voice. Talon once chased dinosaurs and played Minecraft for hours. Today, he fights silently. Number 7. Isabella Leclerc. Well, this woman is not just a case of weird diseases. She is a walking symbol of confidence, self-love, and joy. Isabella Leclerc was born with Parkes-Weber syndrome, a rare vascular condition that caused one of her legs to swell to more than double its normal size. But instead of hiding, Isabella went viral. Swimsuit selfies, bold interviews, and unapologetic style, she lives her life loudly. "I've always had two choices," she said. "Hide and hate my body, or love it and help others do the same." Bikini shopping is tricky. So is walking or finding clothes that fit. But Isabella doesn't complain. She adapts. She wears a compression stocking, goes through intense lymphatic therapy, and still finds time to inspire girls everywhere. Staring doesn't faze her. If anything, it motivates her. "If I can be proud in this body, others can too," she says. Because Isabella doesn't just exist, she empowers. Her body tells a story, and she's the one writing it. Number 6. Tanni Grey-Thompson. Tanni Grey-Thompson carved her name into sporting history through years of grit that most people never witnessed. She trained in the cold, pushed through exhaustion, and fine-tuned her technique until her chair felt like an extension of her own pulse. By the time she reached elite competition, she wasn't just strong, she was formidable. What truly defines her isn't the medals, though she earned plenty. It's the spark in her eyes when she talks about racing. The rush of wind, the roar of the track, the thrill of finding that last burst of speed. Tanni competed with a fierceness that made rivals tense up the moment she rolled forward. Off the track, she fights for accessibility and disability rights with the same intensity she once brought to the finish line. Her victories didn't end when she retired. They simply shifted arenas. Tanni's legacy rests in both her records and her refusal to settle for anything less than progress. She is very unique. Number 5. Joey. Joey lives inside a body that slowly turns muscle into bone, a condition so rare it affects fewer than 1,000 people worldwide. It's called fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP, and it means that with every small injury, his body locks up a little more. In fact, simple things become lifelong goodbyes. Over time, joints freeze, muscles harden, and movement becomes memory. But Joey doesn't live like someone waiting to be frozen in place. He lives with urgency, with humor, and with a kind of clarity most people don't develop until they're old. He's lost freedom in his body, but not in his voice. He talks about FOP to educate, but more than that, to connect. Joey's world is narrowing physically, but emotionally. It's wide open. He laughs, he creates, he reflects. In a body that slowly silences motion, Joey has found the loudest way to live. Number 4. Concetta Antico. Concetta doesn't just paint. She paints with eyes that see the world like no one else. She was born with tetrachromacy, a condition so rare it feels like science fiction. Most people have 3 color cones in their eyes. Concetta has 4. That one extra cone allows her to distinguish up to 100 million shades of color. What looks like simple blue to others becomes a dozen icy hues to her. A single leaf might carry layers of green most people will never notice. But Concetta sees them all, and she paints them. Her work isn't abstract, it's honest. It's how the world actually appears through her eyes. Only a tiny fraction of people, mostly women, are true tetrachromats. Conchetta's condition isn't just rare, it's a gift, and she shares it with the world through art that stops people in their tracks. To her, color isn't decoration, it's language, and she knows it better. Number 3, Rumeysa Gelgi. Rumeysa moves through the world at 7 feet 1 inch, a height that turns heads everywhere she goes. But it's not just her towering frame that makes people remember her. It's the calm, dignified way she owns it. Born with Weaver syndrome, her bones grew faster than her peers, her spine curving under pressure most people can't imagine. For years, life felt more about navigating medical visits than discovering joy. But Rumeysa refused to live quietly. Instead of hiding, she stepped forward, not to show off, but to show others what visibility really means. She now uses her platform to speak about rare conditions, body positivity, and living proudly in the skin you're given, no matter how different it is. Her story isn't just tall, it's grounded in grace. When she enters a room, yes, her height arrives first, but what stays with people is her strength. Number 2, Kid Strobe. Kid, or as millions online know him, Frenchie Baby, doesn't just dance. He warps. His body moves like it's on another setting, gliding and glitching through space like gravity took the day off. Watch him for 5 seconds, and your brain needs a reset. What makes it wild isn't just the technique, though that's on another level. It's how effortlessly he mixes control with chaos, humor with elegance. He can pop, lock, fold, and twist joints like he's made of something other than bone. But this isn't a gimmick. It's a craft. Kid Ro grew up with movement as his language, a way to speak when words didn't quite fit. He's not chasing fame. He's chasing a feeling, a rhythm that lets him disappear inside the music. People say he breaks physics. He just says he's being himself. Whatever it is, watching him dance feels less like entertainment and more like magic. Number 1, Diela, African Batgirl. Diela is just 11, but she's lived through more cruelty than most adults ever will. Born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, she's the 5th of 8 kids, and the only one with a mysterious condition that changed everything. After birth, Diela couldn't breathe on her own and spent 10 days on life support. A doctor later speculated that an untreated infection in pregnancy may be to blame. Her muscles grew thick and rubbery, especially around her neck, causing painful swelling in her chest, arm, and leg. Locals called her the Bat, mocking the folds around her shoulders. School became unbearable. Bullies drove her out. But Diela didn't give up. With help from teachers, she returned, and now ranks top 5 in her class. Surgery was once an option, but poverty made it impossible. Her father, struggling to feed 8 kids, continues to seek help. Behind her condition is a brilliant girl who loves to learn and refuses to let stigma shape her life. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.